stories. Han Asperger worked at a clinic. The person he worked for had a pretty,
Yahtzee! I'm sorry, I can't help but kind of laugh at what's happening with Kathy, because before she blocked me, she was coming into my PDA video and commenting, and instead of trying to kind of listen to the points I was making, where again, I'm not trying to question that PDA is real, I'm more giving people the option to question whether PDA is an actual identifiable, diagnosable label. And it's not. The traits and symptoms of PDA, or demand avoidance, is actually real. But what's happening with the PDA discourse that Kathleen and a lot of other PDAers who have made their profile and their whole platform on TikTok revolve around is that PDA is a definitive thing that could be seen and that could be diagnosed. And that is where I disagree. It is not something that you could actually see as a definitive thing, since there's research that claims it's not. A lot of the traits and examples that are even given in the UK PDA website is extremely close to the different levels for autism. But also the fact, Kathleen, that you said this thought online, and then you also had the forethought to private that video. You knew exactly what narrative it was coming off, and you knew exactly what kind of mistake you made, because you knew if that video went out, was kept on your profile page, it would absolutely skew the image that you've tried to create for yourself. And please, for the love of God, those of you, please try not to defend her when it comes to this stuff. She has been a therapist, and she says she's autistic, and she's been a therapist in what she says in her PDA coach package for 15 years. And the fact that she doesn't know the narrative for Hans Asperger, and also the narrative that many of the people in the autistic community have said about him, and the horrific things he's done to a lot of autistic people in the past, is very alarming. One of the first things I learned about when I was self-diagnosed autistic and before my formal diagnosis is the harmful term of Asperger's, and also why that's a harmful classification and diagnosis these days. So the fact that Kathleen has been on this app much longer than I have, and has been in the field of autism much longer than I have, I would say is a very concerning trait for a therapist, especially since she works with autistic people. I honestly wish I took screenshots of the comments she left on my page, because she definitely, as she said in one of her videos, or in that video specifically, that she did not handle it well when she reacted to me. And that's absolutely true, because she said things like she was trying to compare being gay to PDA, and that gay identity should be what should people who are gay not identify themselves in therapy. And I even said, no, that's not a good analogy, Kathleen. She also was very triggered when I told her that it's wrong as a therapist to bring up something that hasn't been fully researched to their clients. She said, "How dare you tell the therapist what to do in their sessions?" And that's not really what I was saying. All I was saying is, like, what you bring up in your sessions is, if it's something that is still like at a research point, you should at least bring that up to your clients, saying that here's the research from both sides for PDA. Here's the side of it that says it's or something that's still being attributed, and here's the traits, but also here's the other side of the discussion. And the fact that you haven't done that, Kathleen, is alarming. What's even more alarming is how many of my mutuals who are challenging you on your ideas and challenging the PDA side of it, where we're just presenting the other side of the discussion and immediately blocking us, that shows me that you want to continue an echo chamber on your platform, where you want to continue to have people who only agree with your side of the discussion. So I don't know. And the fact that, you're also selling this course, I don't know if it's free or not, but this course or whatever that you're doing for PDA, oh my God, it's another thing about neurodivergent coaches or people like yourself who want to sell these resources to the community instead of just providing it for free, which is what myself and especially my mutual Callie has completely devoted their life to doing. Also, if you're so triggered by the fact that I don't agree with PDA and how it's being used and how it's being framed on your side, that to me, if you were my therapist and I disagreed with your potential to say that I'm the PDAer, I don't know, I would be very scared the way that you're acting, because you are emotionally attached to this label, and if somebody else doesn't agree with that, it's very obvious that you are going to be emotionally triggered and you're going to outlash towards that person. Just take a break or something, dude. Like, the more apology things that you keep doing, the deeper of the hole that you are digging yourself into.